Hi, and welcome to the Jan's Report. My name is Austin. Today I'll be talking about artificial intelligence, its dangers and benefits to society. When you think about AI, you might think of Skynet, a computer system that is bent on this destruction of humanity and sends Terminators, human-like machines, back in time to kill John Connor. The truth about that is we have not reached a point where AI can completely make decisions by itself, or also known as general artificial intelligence, which is supposed to be able to learn any task that a human can. Instead, we have what is called narrow intelligence, where it is able to learn, but a human has to provide it data in order to learn. Some examples of this are digital assistants like Google Assistant or Alexa, just to name two of them. They're able to do minor tasks that you, the user, tell them to do, like keep track of appointments, or even able to turn the lights off in your smart home. This also leads to privacy concerns about what these large companies that develop Alexa and Google Assistant do with your data. But I will not be focusing too much on what big tech companies do with that information. AI is slowly becoming a part of society. It is what is behind the chatbots that you will find on websites to assist you in finding content and other bits of information. What surprised me is that it has also made its way into video editing programs, such as Adobe Premiere Pro, and from the footage that you are trying to edit, is able to analyze what is being said in your video and turn it into subtitles, although it does still make some mistakes. But with any new type of technology, it can also be used for harming others or potentially being used to spread misinformation. AI is able to write on its own by a human inputting data into a computer, and depending on what kind of data the AI was trained on, is able to generate a response. You can see this for yourself on a game like AI Dungeon, which uses GPT-3, developed by OpenAI, a company that is developing artificial intelligence. The AI uses deep learning models, and like I mentioned above, generates a human text back to the user. The concern with this is that a bad actor could use it to spread misinformation by generating fake news articles, or potentially use it in phishing attacks to gain access to another person's information. In today's digital age, you have heard in the news about the spread of misinformation, like about how the government is ruled by a shadow government, or that COVID-19 vaccines are bad for you. This is spread through a number of ways, like through InfoWars, a website notorious for spreading misinformation about different subjects, from robots are going to take over the world to other conspiracy theories. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how does AI fit into this? So let's go through a theoretical scenario. John Doe is someone who works for a state government, and he wants to spread havoc through another nation and needs to get this falsified information out quickly because the nation he is targeting happens to be having an election. He also needs to spread this false information and post it to many different sites in order to fool those that might double check the facts that they see in a news story. He also has a large disadvantage that he does not speak the language on the nation he is attacking and does not fully understand the grammar of that language, producing the common misspelled phishing email. To get around this, along with current technology and translation, he could use an AI to tell a believable story that is difficult to distinguish from factual news source. If a person was truly able to perform such an attack, it could cause mass panic or even rioting, like you saw on Capitol Hill in the United States, where former President Donald Trump claimed he did not lose the election to Joe Biden. The only way to counter such an attack is first, to question if what I am reading or watching is actually true, and pay attention to any releases by the government that points to such an attack. There are always going to be bad people who use AI as a tool to take advantage over another person. But that should not prevent the ongoing development of it. We should not be terrified of artificial intelligence and the dangers that it presents. Like every new technology, it can be used for harm. Like the internet can be used to spread your own agenda using social media platforms. Instead, we should be mindful of what it could be used for, but focus on the positives it brings, like advancements in medical care, by detecting diseases that a doctor might have difficulty finding. Before I go, to lighten the mood, here's today's funny picture. Uh-oh, looks like Fido got in the cookie jar again. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button and take a look at the Jan's Report website, where you can learn about different political issues. I will see you on the next Jan's Report.